Hello, family and friends of First Presbyterian. Years ago, I read a book by a young woman named Kate Bowler. She teaches at Duke Divinity School. Life was going pretty well for Kate. She was teaching at the Divinity School. She was a mother. She had a family. And then she was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. That began a physical, emotional, spiritual, and theological journey for her. Many of you know that journey. It's a hard journey. Out of that journey, she wrote a book that struck a chord with many of us, just in its title. Her book is called Everything Happens for a Reason, and Other Lies I've Been Told. After her diagnosis, she heard what many have heard, that everything happens for a reason. But this didn't really help her or didn't ring true for her. She found a different path. I recommend the book to you. I share that with you because there seems to be within us a desire to find a simple reason for the complex issue and challenges of suffering and tragedy. This week's lectionary text and story from Luke refers to a common reason shared by religious leaders and scholars and faithful people in the day of Jesus. There had been 2 tragedies in their time, the murdering of some people going to worship under orders by Pontius Pilate, and then there was a tower that fell near a pool of Siloam, killing 18 people. The reason was clear to some people. They died because they were sinners. Easy answer. Done. Not so fast, says Jesus. Jesus says life is far more complicated than that. He will challenge not only the easy answer, but the people offering the easy answers. That's what I'll be talking about this Sunday. In the meantime, I invite you to think about the easy answers that have not been so helpful to you. And then think about what has been helpful to you and to others. In my own experience, God's grace is not so much revealed through people who have all the answers, but people who offered a presence, sitting with us, sometimes saying nothing, maybe bringing a cup of coffee to us as we wait, or a milkshake, whatever. Sometimes lamenting with us, praying for us. Those have been powerful means of God's grace and ease of suffering. They've been a means of offering us hope and love. The problem of suffering, tragedy, and evil is called theodicy. That's the fancy name for it. This is a challenge of every person of faith of every religion. Every religion has to deal with that question. At the very least, this week's text says, be careful of the easy answers. Don't trust in those answers. Trust in the God who is greater than our minds can conceive, whose love is broader than we can imagine, and in whom Jesus trusted as he offered, Father, into thy hands I commend my spirit. He offered that prayer as he was dying on the cross. The older I get and the more I see and the more suffering I see, the more questions I have. And yet the older I get and the more suffering I see, I've also seen the peace and hope and love of people of faith who have a profound trust in the love of God, who believe, as Paul believed, that nothing in life or in death can separate us from the love of God, not even the mystery of tragedy and suffering. I find hope in that. I hope to see you Sunday as we explore this together. Until then, and beyond then, may the peace of Christ be with you. See you later.